can adopt and adapt these principles on their journey to becoming the healthiest versions of themselves. You'll find practical how-tos, exercises, recipes, and tutorials, but also some thoughts about health, life, and the soul. Along the way, you'll hear a little bit about my story and how God has done amazing and mind-blowing things in my life, far and above anything I could have ever imagined. I hope you enjoy this book and find something in here to help push you to who God created you to be. My ninja fascination. How did I get into this very peculiar profession in the first place? It's not like they have a college major for ninja training. I remember being fascinated with actual ninjas growing up. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were a big thing for me. The characters were sneaky and stealthy, and they worked with tools and swords to beat the bad guys and save the day. What kid wouldn't want to do that? I also loved the ninja Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, and don't even get me started on Naruto the ninja from the Hidden Leaf Village. Multiple years in a row, I dressed as a ninja for Halloween. I would simply get a costume in a different color and hand down the smaller one to my younger brother. I even experimented with throwing knives into trees, but gave up on that goal as quickly as I started because the knife would always clatter off the tree and onto the ground. I didn't have the patience for it or the correct tools for the task. Bottom line, ninjas were a big deal to me during my childhood. My two greatest role models growing up were Jesus and the Dragon Ball Z hero Goku. Jesus was easy because he was the central figure and hero of my faith. He was sinless, though he lived in a fallen world. He was perfect, though he was tempted in every way, and he modeled what is possible if we walk through life with God. He and his followers turned the world upside down with their preaching of the kingdom of God. He paid the ultimate sacrifice by dying in our place and taking upon himself all the punishment of sinful mankind throughout the ages. But after 3 days, he was victorious over sin, death, and the grave, giving us the opportunity to start a relationship with God by putting our faith and trust in his saving grace. Now, Goku, on the other hand, was this cool-looking, fun-loving fighter with a huge appetite. He could fly, perform all kinds of incredible fighting techniques, and eventually win every battle he faced, often with the help of his friends. I wanted to be like this character who could save his friends and protect his home. No matter how many times he got knocked down, he always managed to get back up and keep going. Not to mention that he got stronger after every fight. Ultimately, I was drawn to Goku's relatability. For a fake character, he seemed incredibly human. He inspired me with his energy, kindness, and caring. He was respectful to others. He took most situations in stride and rarely got overheated by life. But I was most drawn to his genuine concern for the people closest to him. I wanted to be a hero like Goku, but before I really knew Christ, the idea of being a hero was mostly centered on me. I didn't yet know how to glorify God, so I wanted to glorify myself and be admired by others. Only after I learned that Christ laid down his life for me to cover my sin could I begin to think about what true sacrifice looked like. First steps. In my second year of Bible school, I became aware of Iron Sports Gym in Houston. I needed a job because tuition was due in a week. A buddy said, "I have a job at this gym you might be interested in." My initial thought was, nah, I'm not a gym type of guy. I've trained my whole life, but I don't lift weights. I do body weight stuff, I run, I jump, I climb on things. But then he said, no, it's a ninja gym. He didn't have to say another word. I was hooked. I grew up as an athlete and a fan of ninja competitions on TV. G4 was a network primarily focused on video games, but it occasionally carried other fringe entertainment like UFC and ninja. The original Ninja Warrior show from Japan, Sasuke, was the only show I was allowed to watch on that channel because of its more adult-themed content. I would watch with my brother and 3 sisters and tell them, I'm gonna be on that show someday. I checked out Iron Sports, met the owner, and got to play on some of the obstacles. It was insane. It was part industrial warehouse and part playground. I could have only imagined a place like this in my wildest dreams.